What's up, y'all? So I just got off the phone with somebody, and I thought I would use the opportunity to enlighten you on a few things about subwoofers. And this is a very interesting topic. Baby, make sure I stay 15 minutes on this. Set your phone. Keep it simple, because that's pretty much what the attention span on YouTube says. Actually, the attention span is about 6 to 8 minutes. After that, y'all gonna lose interest. So let me get right to the meat of the thing. What we have here is the DB Drive G78. This is a woofer that has been designed and engineered. Designed meaning he had an idea pretty much what he wanted to look like, but then he wanted it to perform. And when he wanted to perform, he had to engineer it. He had to figure out how to take electrical energy and to turn it into electromechanical energy and stay true with the points that he wanted to do inside his woofer. Hold on, let me see. I want to say that, y'all. And stay true to what he wanted to do when he designed the woofer. Because you can design a woofer in your head. Like, for instance, I have enough knowledge. And let me get this out of here. Let me get this out of here. Baby, you want to come over here and grab my boy, one of my two favorites, this and the DD 2508. Thank you, Vanna. Now, let's get up a little higher so I can get a little comfortable here and share this knowledge. My opinion, anyway. So, engineering. Engineering is when you deciding to take an electrical uh, signal and turn it into mechanical energy. Excuse me for that. Taking the electrical signal, the AC current on the windings, and use that to propel saw parts, spider and surround, forward or backwards. And then use the spider and the surround to bring it back to zero, which I told you in other videos is the most important. The most important thing in the subwoofer is rest, where it starts at. It must remember to come back here. That's going to enable you to have good tone, good depth, and output. Finding the ability to get back to rest each and every single time. That's where the engineering comes in. The ability to take the electrical signal and harness it and control it in such a way that you're able to a cycle. Go forward, back past rest where you started, and then back up to rest where you started. That's a cycle. Y'all seen it. It goes up, hill, down, below, hill. The most important line is the line right here. An engineer can take that and say, I'm going to use this and this and that. I don't know all the scientific terms, lately, because I'm not an engineer. An engineer can start from a blank board. Baby, hand me this right here. Hand me this right here. Hand me this right here. So I can get this visual so they can understand about engineering and designing. First, we're gonna do engineering. Yes. The white one. The white one. Can you wipe the white one off? We'll wipe the one behind it. Can it be wiped off? Uh, you on camera too. You see that? You on camera. You on live. You on this live. Boom. Okay, now wipe it off with that right there. Wipe it off with this right here. It ain't gonna make no difference. You can wipe this. Now, an engineer takes from scratch, and I'm gonna show you exactly what they're doing. Yeah, right here. So let me get this. Yeah, it ain't gotta be perfect. It's pretty much what basically white. Boom. That's good. That's good, baby. That's good. That's good. I'm not gonna write nothing on it. That's good. Thank you. An engineer. This is what an engineer uses. For instance, let's say it's a computer screen, sheet of paper. An engineer is taking. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. He's got to design the basket, the motor, the top plate, the bottom plate, the cone, the spider, the surround. He's got to figure out how to take all those parts and come up with this. Okay? This came from this. A whiteboard? Yes, absolutely, positively nothing. That's what the engineer does. I'm gonna name you some of the great engineers of the day. Engineers, not designers. Great engineers of the day. Robert, and the ones he have. I think Robert's the owner of the company, and he has hired engineers to develop his products with some of his input, because he knows what he wants his woofers to do and look like, but he needs to hire an engineer to make it work. Follow me? Okay. Keep tracking. Josh Langford, Digital Designs. He's an engineer. Uh, JR, Massive. He's an engineer. Jacob Fuller, Sundown. He's working with engineers for his products. Rusty with Rusty with what's the guy's name? Rusty Flowers, DC Audio. What is he doing? Excuse me for that break right there. Engineering. Kicker, engineering. They start from here and come out with a product. Right from here. And wind up with a product. The digital design, the digital design 2508, the DB Drive G78. These are engineers. Now, what is a designer? A designer is someone who takes open tool source parts. I have enough knowledge to become a designer. I have enough. Let me get this screen off. I have enough knowledge to become a designer. Meaning I know how to go find certain parts. Loader base, Alibaba, uh, fix my speaker. So another one's a company in Springfield, Illinois, where you can even get recones for old kickers. There, they have the voice coils, the windings on the voice coils, the spider surround. They got glue kits, Parts Express. You can buy some of these parts on Parts Express. That's what a designer does. He takes open source items and designs a subwoofer. Let's say you see the spider pack here that says it can handle 500 watts. This spider here can handle 1,000. This basket has this mountain height. This basket has this height from the spider to the spider landing. It has so many spider landings that you can add. Like both of these only have, you have to use a spider pack to get a double landing because they don't have but one place to put a spider right here. All right. Same thing with this basket. Different type baskets have different heights, different structures, different resistances, but they're all open source. They're readily available. You can take all these parts, put them together. You have designed you a subwoofer. You ain't engineered nothing. You have took readily available parts and put them together. And based on the parts you use, you get to say what the power rating is. Whether it's 500, 1,500, 2,000. You don't know just because you put these parts together. That doesn't mean it's going to work as you. Oh, I took this spider. This thing can handle 1,000 watts with this motor and this and this winding, this voice coil. And what did you do? Well, with all the parts I used, this surround is on this sub, and it handled 1,500 watts RMS. So since I used that spider and used this surround, then my woofer should be 2,000 watts RMS, even if you just using an 8-inch. So a lot of 8-inch subwoofers out there that are designed. They're not engineered. With design, you have to look at the parts that's really available, and then you can say what the woofer will or will not handle, will or will not do. That doesn't make it true. I call it Frankenstein. I have enough knowledge where I can Frankenstein or design the subwoofer. I can put my name on it and possibly make some money because of the notoriety I have on this channel. Some of you would say, "Well, if the MB said it, it must be true," and that's not necessarily the case. I have no interest in becoming a designer of a subwoofer. Definitely can be engineers. I go to school to be engineer to see how to take that electrical signal and turn it into electromechanical signal, then turn it into sound that you can hear. I could design a subwoofer. There's a lot of people out there designing subwoofers. I call them Frankenstein. They tell you this whooper handle this and does this, this, that, and other, and you see the big, large motor, you just surround, and you see the spider, and they give you a nice little catchy color code to it, and you say, oh yeah, man, this thing here going in, and I'm gonna ask you how with open source parts, because he uses these open source parts. He uses his voice cord is rated at this thermal capacity, RMS rating, and put it on this frame using this spider and this surround. Well, where's his venting at? Oh, I use this. Where you get the motor from? Oh, I get the motor from Lower Bay. Oh, okay. Did you put it together? Did you machine the top plate and the bottom plate to make sure your gap tolerances are the same? Or did you buy the motor completely assembled and then put your parts on top of it and say, this is what it do? And you think you're going to compete. And some of these people think they can compete with guys like Kicker who are DB or Digital Designs that actually design, so engineer subwoofers. When I say engineer, meaning, okay, who else has this basket? Look at it. Who else using this basket? It's Pop Toy. Owned by DB Drive. You never see gonna see it nowhere else. Digital Designs, 2508. Baby, hand me that kicker. Baby, you good. Please hand me that kicker. Q class. Just take out the box for me. You're never gonna see that nowhere else. Why? Because it was engineered from the ground up. You look at the kicker Solo X, engineered from I can show them that one. Let me show them that one over there. Yeah. Take this out. Yeah, take it out. Y'all see that Solo X over there? You see the Solo X over in that corner? Engineered subwoofer. Looks like nothing else on the market. There's a lot of companies, and some of them are, some of them. Sometimes this is an engineered subwoofer. It's engineered. Does it look like anything else on the market? What else is used in this basket? It's engineered and designed. The designs he wanted to be square. It's engineered to work. Make it work. Now that you did what I'm thinking about, designing, now make it work. Engineer it. Okay? Now, with that being said, do all manufacturers all the time engineer everything? No, sometimes they use readily source available stuff and engineer the soft parts. They didn't engineer the whole woofer from start to finish. They just engineer the soft parts, the voice cord, the surround, and they changed that. For instance, a lot of people engineer, and I'm only talking about the companies now. I ain't talking about the people that design with this basket. Like for instance, let's use Max. For instance, open source basket here, he engineered the inside of the parts to make it sound the way it does. This as design has been used a lot, but that doesn't mean there's only so much you're going to be able to get from this design, from this basket. If you really want to change the game, you're going to have to engineer a whole new basket. But you then manufacturers ask, is it worth it? Is it a market for it? And then they might say, no, it'll be cheaper to bring something to market just by using the open source design. Now here where the MB comes in at. Sometimes if the design is new, patent is run out, and you want to use that basket, I know it worked, I might like it. But sometimes I'll say, man, nah, you need to come up with something new. And then you have some people, man, that are actually not, okay, time out. You have some people that are actually not engineering anything at all. It's just strictly designing. Whatever the current trends are, they pick those pieces, put it together, put their name on a dust cap, and sell it to you. You're going to have bass. You're going to have bass. It's going to make bass. Will it be able to compete with subwoofers that have been engineered from the ground up? In my opinion, I think not. I don't think they're gonna be able to mess with woofers that been engineered from the ground up. You're gonna get bass, but you're not gonna be able to compete with these boys. Also, how do you know what that subwoofer's gonna do now that you done Frankenstein put all these parts together? Do you got TS parameters? Or you just put you because most times they taking parts that manufacturers have gone away from, and then someone will come along and take those same parts and put them on a woofer and say that it's better than the current stuff out today. I just want to ask you a question: how is that possible? How they got rid of stuff in massing so that you can buy it here? They basically spare parts for replacement parts, and then you take those same parts to make a subwoofer and say that it's better than what the guys got who came out with a whole who engineered, they designed and then engineered it to work. How you gonna beat them? They coming out with something new when you wake up at tomorrow, not yesterday. It's like me taking an old Soloist basket, putting new motor and saw parts in it, and tell you it's gonna be the new one because I said so. Man, get out of here! I ain't doing all that, man. Come on, man. So keep it above, man. Keep it 100, man. So that's my take on that. That's my take on Frankensteining or designing subwoofers. Stick with those who are true performers, the big boys. Yeah, I could design a subwoofer out of my garage. Might sell a couple of hundred of them. Maybe 1,000. I'm lucky. But you ain't gonna know what you got. I don't know the longevity of it. I just designed it 2, 3 days ago. I ain't went through no expensive testing on it. I just Frankenstein put some stuff together and sold it to you. Yeah, I ain't with it. So that's why I want to understand about designing and engineering. And even manufacturers sometimes use open source designs and just engineer the soft parts. But sometimes they engineer the Joker from the ground up to give you stellar performance. Peace. Get up. You need a box, man. 446 down 44818. If you disagree, put it in the comments. If you do agree, put it in the comments. If whatever you want to do, put it in the comments. As long as you don't tap me personally, I'm going to read each and every last one of them, and maybe we can come to some kind of consensus and move forward and learn something. Peace.